Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
I think they really are underestimating how angry everybody is because there's people that I talk to that used to be just hardcore Democrats, hardcore leftist progressives that are really saying, like, in hushed tones, we really need a Republican. We really need like some no-nonsense Rudy Giuliani person. I hate to say that. I hate to say it, but that's what we need. We need someone who's going to be really tough on crime and clean everything up and stop all these people from having tents on the street. There's so many people like that are just quiet about it. They don't want to talk about it openly and publicly because they're afraid of being shamed.
I grew up in Palisades. I went to Crossroads High School. I don't think I've ever met a Republican. No, I mean, for real, like, right. All the people I know, all my family and friends, everybody I know is a Democrat. And all the people that are supporting me, all the people I talk to, they're Democrats. This is not the Democrat Party that's running LA. The other day, I posted the commandment list of, I think it was 1996, Bill Clinton's Democratic Party. It looks like what I would say right now.
Yeah.
That's the Democrat. No, this is socialism. This is communist. This is cartel. This is mafia. Yeah. This is not. Democrats love me. They want all the same things. They want to feel safe.
It's really amazing how they can hide it by just pretending to be compassionate. They can hide all this money that they're just siphoning off because it really is just organized crime.
Well, they say to people, "There's nothing we can do." That's right. People will be in my comments section, be like, "There's nothing you can do." It's like they are so good at just keeping this. These people have rights. First off, it is illegal. This is blow people's mind. It's illegal to live on the sidewalk.
Right.
That's a Democrat law. All the laws I want to enforce are Democrat laws.
I've got family members who I very rarely talk to. I love them because I love them, but they're idiots. Even my own family. I don't know how you could be a Democrat today. I just don't know. But Spencer Pratt, that voice there with Joe Rogan, the very wealthy and famous Joe Rogan. Spencer Pratt is one of the Democrat choices for mayor out there in Los Angeles. And I've got a lot of friends. My very first ever radio partner, he's on this show quite a bit, Scott Kaplan. Everybody loves Scott. Him and I started together in Fort Lauderdale, Florida back in 1997. He's been doing the last 20-plus years between San Diego and Los Angeles on this show quite a bit. My dear friend Ross Levinson, he was in these studios a couple of weeks ago, started my radio career in Fort Lauderdale back in 1998. His house burned to the ground in the Palisades, and they just started working on it again, and they're about 3 weeks in. So he's very angry, and he's about to leave California and move, as he told us on this show last week, to Palm Beach in Florida. So I got a lot of friends in L.A., and I keep my eye on it. This Rinderneck guy who they arrested back in 2025 for starting some of these Palisade fires. Turns out he says that he was actually motivated by Luigi Mangione. Mangione, of course, killed a healthcare worker, murdered him, Brian Thompson. And a lot of you lowlives in New York look up to him like he did something great, like he's a martyr. This guy was inspired by Mangione, set these fires out in California. The judge said he can't get out. He's looking at 45 years in prison. His trial starts in June. A lot of pain out there. And now you've got the gubernatorial primary debate on CNN tonight and the mayor primary debate on CNN tomorrow night. 2 huge races coming up in the state of California. Samantha Ettus, one of my favorite, if not my favorite. She's right up there with Eliza Licht. I like her too, in terms of social influencers. And Samantha, of course, used to live in New York for a long time. but she's out there in California now, knows all about these races, and she's in studio this morning. Good morning, Samantha.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Always great to see you.
How do you like being back in New York? I ask you this all the time. How long are you here for?
I love it. I mean, I come back. Actually, I've had to come back for 3 of the last 4 weekends, so I feel like a bi-coastal for sure. For different events. But I really feel like Los Angeles has run its course. We moved there 14 years ago. It was a totally different place. It is now not a good place to live.
Like I said, my friend Ross is moving to Florida. My good buddy Scott. You know Ross Levinson?
Very well, yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, of course.
How do you know Ross?
Our kids are friends. We've gone on vacation with our families together.
No way.
Yes.
So when I started my career doing sports, it was an internet site, not radio, at a place called Sportsline USA, Cypress Creek, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He was one of my bosses. He was the one who said to me, hey, you know a lot about sports. Have you ever considered doing radio? I said, of course not. I'm on a customer service line making $9 an hour. He said, well, we're starting an internet radio division here at Sportsline, and I want to give you the opportunity because you speak so well and you're knowledgeable to do some radio. And he did it. He's really the person that started my radio career 28 years ago.
That's absolutely wild. No idea. That's incredible.
He was in the studios. When was he here, Ross, guys? About 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks. Probably.
Yeah. So that's great, you know.
That's so funny.
So he's had all these difficulties. He's moving. My buddy Scott Baio, the actor, he moved out of California, also moved to Florida about 2 years ago. People are leaving. So you're saying you're ready to leave.
Well, I think a bigger problem is a lot of the billionaires are leaving California because of the tax situation. But it's also just quality of life. So, I mean, the quality of life in Los Angeles has totally changed. Weeks ago, I was a homeless man poured a venti iced drink on me at a Starbucks.
No.
Yes, from the back, like through my underwear, like literally sopping wet.
Hot coffee or cold?
Thank God it was a venti iced coffee.
Iced coffee, okay.
Then it happened to the guy next to me too. Then the guy trashed the Starbucks, and the police had to come and they closed the Starbucks down. But like that's a normal event. In fact, I was at it was a gubernatorial fundraiser recently, and I shared that story with the candidate. And another person raised his hand and he said, "That's nothing. I just had a homeless man piss on me last week."
Oh, come on.
And I said,
Jeez.
"Okay, you win."
Yeah, you win. That's a win. By the way, our mutual friend Suzanne Miller does a great job here, the Miller Podcast, Real Estate. She says hello. She says she loves it. She is terrific. So let's get to then, brought up Spencer Pratt. And he's a guy that I'm endorsing. I know very little about him. I saw him on Joe Rogan. I read some stuff about him. But he seems to be, and again, I'm not a big Democrat guy, but he seems to be as common sense. He's not Betterman, okay, but about as common sense as a Democrat can be. Something tells me you feel the same way. The debate for mayor comes up tomorrow night, but you tell me what you're seeing out there in Los Angeles.
Well, first of all, I believe Spencer Pratt was a registered Republican, and then now is an independent. Yeah, so he's not. I wouldn't consider him a Democrat. He's just right now an independent.
Well, he did call himself a Democrat with Joe Rogan a bunch of times.
I think he was telling himself, saying he believes in democratic values. I don't know.
I think he wants those votes.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Right,
for sure, yeah.
Right.
And by the way, he should get those votes because Spencer Pratt is by far the best mayoral candidate in the race. It's hands down. There's no one else that's even worth considering.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, as you know, my home burned down. Yeah. And listen, I used to be a hardcore Democrat. I've raised millions of dollars in the past for Democrats.
The hell's the matter with you?
Something huge, actually. Something very big. I mean, if you knew the people I supported, I canvassed for Elizabeth Warren years ago.
No, you didn't.
No, it's mortifying. Honestly, Sid.
See, I was a Democrat, too, because I'm a Brooklyn Jew, but I like people like Ed Koch.
Oh, I loved Ed Koch. How am I doing?
Right, even Bill Clinton. But when you start to get to the Liz Warren stage.
Oh, horrible.
Pocahontas.
Yes, no. Really bad. I mean, listen, I'm coming on here as confession, okay? So, in 2022, I voted for Karen Bass, which is shameful. I freaking love Rick Caruso now. But listen, I've changed my ways.
Right.
After October 7th, I sort of had this wide, rude awakening of how much hate there was towards Jews and Israel. And I really didn't know that I was almost contributing to it by supporting people. So now I call myself a party hopper. I'll go to your party if you are pro-Israel and you are fighting anti-Semitism. That is my number one issue.
So are you a one issue girl?
I'm a one issue voter because it's our survival now.
I know, but I'm not. I want people to know that because like you, I'm a very strong supporter. I get invited to a lot of stuff, not every because liberal Jews don't like me. But I look at Mamdani, for example, here in New York, the taxes, driving out the billionaires, anti-cop. So I'm not a one issue guy. What does he have to do with it?
I mean, if we only voted on one issue in New York, if all Jews were smart enough to do that, then a third of them wouldn't have voted for Mamdani.
Right, of course.
So, I mean, by the way, I don't like when people say, oh, the Jews voted for Mamdani. They didn't in New York. If you look at it, if everyone voted like the Jews, Mamdani wouldn't be our mayor.
That's right. He got about 20-something% of the vote. You hear some people get crazy, 40% because they don't like Jews. He got about 20%. We didn't put him in office.
No.
Curtis Sliwa really had more to do with him winning than the Jews did.
Correct.
But at any rate, so you voted for Karen Bass in 2022, but you've seen the light now.
100%.
Yeah.
Karen Bass burned my home down, my community, every single place my kids had a childhood memory burned down because she was, I guess, on vacation in Ghana. God knows.
She was.
She allowed the reservoirs in our town to be bone dry. So even though we had firefighters there was never water on my home or anyone's home around me because the fire hydrants were empty. It is shameful.
Is that all her, or is part of that the equally as lousy Governor Gavin Newsom?
I can't even mention his name. He makes me so sick. But yes, it's both of them. It's a failure. She knew before she got on that plane to Ghana that there was a crisis, and she did nothing about it, and she still got on that plane. And her deputy he had been suspended. So there was literally no one driving the bus when she was gone.
So explain this to me then, okay? Because I'm always shocked by this. Why is she the favorite still to win again? I'm not saying Spencer Pratt can't beat her or somebody else can't beat her. I think Spencer can beat her. But why is she the favorite?
She is not the favorite.
She's not the favorite.
Absolutely
Who's
not
the favorite right now to win that race?
There is no favorite. In fact, what I'm excited about for tomorrow's debate, and I encourage everyone to watch it, is that it is going to give us new polling. And right now we have terrible old polling. We have no idea what's going on. There's a ton of undecided voters. And the scariest part is we have our own Mamdani in Los Angeles. Her name is Nithya Raman.
Yeah.
She's our DSA candidate.
Yep.
There's a few DSA candidates, but she's the only one we're talking about. She's the one in the debate, and she is more like AOC than Mamdani. She's very scary. She has a charismatic husband. She has a lot of good things going for her, and she's a disaster for the city. Disaster. And the problem that I'm concerned about is we have a jungle primary in Los Angeles and California, which everyone should understand, which is really confusing, but it has nothing to do with parties. So 2 candidates will ascend for governor after the primary on June 2nd and for mayor.
And this is part of the reason why the Democrats wanted Eric Swalwell out of the race so badly. They don't care that he may have raped a couple of women. They didn't care about that. But because of what you're talking about, the jungle primary, they were worried that too many Democrats, it was like 10 or 11 Democrats, up against 2 Republicans for governor was going to hurt them. So that's, just so you folks know, part of the reason why the Democrats turned on Eric Swalwell. Little to do with rape allegations, more to do with what are the odds we can win that election.
Okay, I might disagree on that point.
Yeah, but I'm right. You can disagree all you want, but I'm right. I don't care.
All right.
A lot of people disagree with me. They're always wrong.
Okay. On that one, the rape is a pretty big deal. But anyway, the point is...
But if it was a big deal, then all the Democrats that called for him to resign from the gubernatorial race would have said resign from Congress. Not one did. He only resigned from Congress when Republicans, specifically Anna Paulina Luna down in Florida, and Nancy Mace said, we're going to kick you out. So if it was about the rape, and here's where I'm right, the Democrats would have said, don't run for governor and quit your job today. They did not do that. They said, don't run for governor, but don't leave Congress.
Well, he's not even worth talking about because he's not in the race.
No.
And
I had to prove my point,
we have
though,
a very crazy, crowded governor's race.
Right.
So for mayor...
Is Steve Hilton going to win that? That's President Trump's choice. Steve Hilton.
So Steve Hilton has a shot, but it's going to be very tight. He's right now neck and neck with Becerra, and it's going to be very tight.
And you like Becerra?
Listen, I think that in terms of the Jews, Becerra and Steve Hilton are both strong. In terms of everything, they're strong. The most important thing for everyone in California is that we box out Katie Porter, we box out Bianco, I mean, he's like a Proud Boy, he's disaster. So, like, there's a few people in there that are just scary. Tom Steyer, disaster.
Tom Steyer. A lot of money, but a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, he has a ton of money, but that doesn't mean anything.
He's a real Democrat.
He's not even, he's just awful
Yeah.
in so many ways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically those three, if we can get those three out of the race, that's what we care about.
Okay.
I mean, and I would say that Steve Hilton, I like Steve Hilton. Becerra is fine. I like him. He was RFK under Biden, but basically we have two candidates we need to win. And if Bianco's in that, again, the scariest part about this jungle primary is two people will ascend.
That's right.
So if you have, let's say, Bianco versus Hilton, I think Bianco might crush him, and that's what I'm worried about.
And you may end up going back to the mayor's race. I like this. It's exciting back and forth. If two people will ascend, you may end up with Pratt and Bass in the mayor's race.
That's a great matchup. Okay, that's a fantastic matchup because Pratt will crush Bass.
He will?
He will. He really will because people want change. They do not want someone who ruined our city. So many people are angry. It's not just the Pacific Palisades people, the Altadena people. She really completely screwed up the city. And the homeless situation there, if you come to LA, I don't know when the last time you were there is.
Last time I was there was 3 years ago. I shot a movie for Danny A about a real-life mob joint in Brooklyn called the Gemini Lounge. And I went to Sir because I love Lisa Vanderpump, and I wanted to meet Jax. I swear to God, I'm such a child. And I did meet Lisa Vanderpump and her husband that night. But I stayed in a hotel in Beverly Hills because I'm not a big LA fan. But I saw some of the things that you're referring to, yes.
It's 10 times worse than when you were there. Like 3X for the 3 years. It's really bad. So the homeless situation is horrific. I think that Karen Bass is a terrible mayor. You know, she's definitely, in terms of the Jews, she showed up at a Hanukkah lighting or two. I think she really likes fire. But, she's a disaster.
That's funny.
So
she loves the menorah because she loves the fire.
But she, in every other way, is a disaster. But again, Nithya Raman, we do not want her in that runoff. If Nithya Raman is in the runoff, we have a tough time. She, unfortunately, these DSA people, they don't even show up in the polls. They outperform polls because they have such a strong ground game.
That's what Mamdani did.
Exactly.
Right? For like a month, Cuomo was beating him, and then all of a sudden, in the last week, he came on so strong that the actual election primary day, he was in the lead, Mamdani, by 4 points. Does she get a lot of talk out there? Is she getting people like Mamdani, AOC, other socialists, maybe Bernie Sanders, I don't know, saying nice things about her?
Well, here's the problem. She and Spencer are new, right? Like, so they're both picking up votes right now, and Karen Bass can't pick up any votes because incumbents can't pick up votes. So it's very hard for Karen Bass to pick up any votes, but they're both picking up votes. So even with endorsements, like Kamala Harris just endorsed Bass as though we needed another reason to dislike her. Yeah. So it's like, it's just, but it's honestly, Nithya Raman is this, like, we just don't know what she's capable of, which is why I'm excited for a post-mayoral debate. However, here's one thing we need to talk about, Sid. Rick Caruso was an extraordinary candidate. He had a ton of money behind him, and he still couldn't beat Karen Bass. And that's what's scary about this race. And it's such low voter turnout. It's really an apathetic situation.
Still low.
So even with that race, it was like 45% voter turnout. So 1 million people decided the city.
Not enough.
This time we need even more. But before that, it's been like 25 to 35% voter turnout.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
No one showed up with de Blasio. He won twice. We were looking for $2 million for the Mamdani race. It's the same exact situation. By the way, on the way out, you mentioned Harris. Is she going to run for governor in California? Or she may run for president again. I don't know. What does he talk about her possibly running? Is that over?
I mean, she's just such a giant disappointment.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about her.
She gets booed at Laker games with her crappy Jew husband, Emhoff.
Oh, my God. And, his daughter is even worse. I mean, it's just the whole thing.
She raised $8 million for the for Hamas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, basically,
it's
right?
a disaster. But, I mean, I just want to go back to one thing, Sid. If people have loved ones in California, you got to get them to vote for Spencer Pratt or Becerra or Hilton, but they cannot vote for anyone else.
All right, so for the mayor's race, we want Spencer Pratt. It's at the Kentucky Derby here. We want Spencer Pratt or Becerra for the mayor's race, and we want Hilton.
No, Spencer Pratt. We only want Spencer Pratt for the mayor's race. For the governor's race,
Becerra and
we
Hilton.
want Hilton, Becerra.
Okay, there it is. And people can see all this on your Instagram page. You're terrific. And you're also fighting for the Jews every day. I know you do a great job with that. And your newsletter, you're still doing that. I read that all the time. What is that called again?
The Jews Letter.
The Jews Letter. How about that, Louis? You got to see what she did? Look, he loves that. The Jews Letter. That comes out how often?
once a week.
Once
but
a week.
I'm on Instagram all day, every day.
I know,
so
I see.
at
I
Samantha
told you,
Ettus,
I think you're great. I really do. I think you're great.
Well,
but you got to put me in that newsletter more
mutual love
often.
fest.
Just write a whole story about me for the newsletter. It doesn't matter. There's no reason for it, but just do it.
I love it.
It's good to see you, and we'll keep an eye on those races in California. And as soon as those are over, do yourself a favor. Get the hell out of there, okay? It's a horrible place.
I have 3 years left on my contract. My last kid graduates in 3 years, and I'm out of there.
All right, so you'll be here in about 2028, just in time to work for me when I run for mayor, okay?
Perfect.
Good to see you, Samantha. She's terrific, Samantha Ettus, folks. Check her out on Instagram. That's her name, Samantha Ettus, Ettus. Is that right? And, of course, you can read her Jews letter as well.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Oh, it's out of here! Home run Ferry Hawks! Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Come out to the ballpark this week as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Charleston Dirty Birds May 5th through the 10th. Grab the kids and come on out. We kick it off on Tuesday, May 5th with Cinco de Baseball with $5 tickets and $5 food and beverage specials. And we end the week as we celebrate all moms on Mother's Day. Moms get in free. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.